Okay, tools you're going to want for this job to do the rear differential is a cordless drill or impact driver with a socket attachment. If you don't have one, it's not necessary, but it does help get things done just a little bit faster. A torque wrench capable of doing 17 foot-pounds, 23 newton meters, a 3/8 inch ratchet, along with an extension and a 14 millimeter socket. If you're going to remove the skid plate, you'll need the 10 millimeter socket as well. Then some paper towels, obviously your gear oil. Again, I'm using the synthetic Mobil 1 7590. The manual calls for 80 weight conventional. But again, this is just what I'm using because it's what I've used before and I like it. Obviously a drain pan. I am going to change my recommendation from the front differential and suggest you get the gravity filled or gravity feed funnel with a tip on it. I think that'll actually work a little bit better than the pump that I used on the first one, especially if you're using one of these conical bottles. Again, you can always cut the tip off and just fill it directly that way as well if you've got room to get in there and maneuver. Again, turkey baster, other stuff like that, but I think the gravity feed actually, after doing the front, will actually work a little bit better with these type bottles. If you've got the shorter bottles with the thicker spout that can screw on, the pump can screw directly onto, that'll work great. The pump works great for that. But if you got a small one like this where the pump won't fit, then the gravity feed will actually probably work better. So that's what you need. So let's get started. Just like we did on the front differential, we're going to go ahead and pull off the skid plate off the back as well to make everything easily accessible. Again, you don't have to because they do have holes through the skid plate to drain everything, but it'll make it easier for the job today and for the filming. The rear differential, which I believe Yamaha refers to as the final drive, is pretty much the same process as the front differential. I'm going to go ahead and pull off the skid plates. There's 4 bolts holding that on, so we'll go ahead and pop those off right now. Okay, the difference between the front and the rear is right here is my filler, and down here is my drain. And note these are both bolts, right? So I don't have an Allen key on this one, and these are both size 14 millimeter. And we're just going to do the exact same thing. We're going to pull the filler bolt off first and then pull the drain bolt, get our oil pan under there, drain it, inspect the oil just like we did on the front differential. Okay, we're going to have to get that with a socket. So I can't get in there with the drill. Okay, with it drained, we're going to go ahead and put the drain bolt back in. I've already cleaned it up just like I did on the front, so clean it up, inspect the washer, clean off the surface there, and go ahead and put it back in. Once again, I seem to have forgotten my gloves. Let me drip. And then we're going to tighten that down to 17 foot-pounds, just like the front filler bolt. We're going to do the same thing here, just kind of pump it up until we get it just coming out the hole, almost like a weep hole. Should take about half a quart. Yep. With the oil topped off, we're going to tighten that down to 17 foot-pounds, just like the bottom one. And we're good to go. Put the skid plate back on and you're done, unless you're doing part of the overall full service with the engine and transmission and stuff as well.